Many thanks for staying with us. It's still the conversation, and today's topic is quite interesting. Eyo, the evolution of Eyo here in Lagos. We're turning our attention to the most enduring cultural legacy, often described as a heartbeat of Lagos Island. The Eyo Festival has transitioned from a sacred ritual of passage to a globally recognized cultural spectacle. But beyond the white robes and procession lies a deeper story of history, identity, power, and of course, continuity. Joining us to have this conversation this morning is Professor of History and Developmental Studies, Professor Habib Sani from the Lagos State University. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now let's start with this conversation now. What exactly is Eyo Festival and why is it so significant to Lagos history?
Okay, thank you very much. We will be talking about the evolution of the festival. When we talk of Eyo, it is different from the Adamu Orisha festival. Yes, let us separate the two.
They are two different things.
Yes, they are two different things.
Okay.
The origin is can be likened to two. There are two versions to its origin.
Okay.
One is the Awe Adimu version.
Awe
Adimu. That
version.
Is the conclave of the Adimu itself.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the Orishas.
Okay.
Or the most important of the Orisha. The Awe Adimu version is of the opinion that Adimu was brought from Ife by one of the chiefs, Ologun Agan, and supported by another Ologun Igbesodi, who brought the Adimu and Elegba Opopo to Lagos. However, there is the other version, the Ejilu Malakin version, which the Ejilu Malakin. Probably you would have been hearing Ejilu Malakin, Mole Ejilu, Mole Malakin. The Ejilu Malakin version is of the opinion that the Adimu Orisha, that is the Adimu itself, Oniko and Ologede, all came from Ibefun, and it was brought to Lagos during the era of King Ado, the first king to rule in Lagos Island. And that was around 1630 when he when he was on the throne. That the Orisha, that Adimu, Oniko, and Ologede were brought as a result of the problem of a woman, the queen, Olubani, who eventually married Obado. She was said to have had problem of conceiving while in Ibefun, and the oracle was contacted, and she was asked to leave the town to another place where she would be able to conceive eventually. So she got to Lagos according to the Ejilu Malakin version, got to Lagos, reported to the king, and the king was so empathetic with her situation that he decided to marry.
He married her?
Yes, married the man. The woman, sorry. So the king initially had two wives. One is a Shigodo.
A Shigodo?
Yes, some people call it a Siogodo. Okay, then the other one is Habeshe. A Siogodo was the mother of Gabaro, while Habeshe was the mother of Oba Kinshemoyi. So Olubani now was the mother of Erelu Kuti, who was conceived after so many stillbirths or so, or Abiku. I don't know. I don't think there is appropriate English for Abiku.
Abiku?
So there had been series of Abikus by Olubani, and the family was contacted according to accounts. They now brought the Orisha to Lagos. And after propitiating the gods, the woman was able to conceive and eventually gave birth to a baby girl who was named Ikutikun or Ikutilekun. That means death. They shut the door against death.
This is history class.
So that is the origin of the Adamu Orisha to some extent, if you look at it from the Ejilu Malakis.
Okay.
But the other version,
which is the
Awe
Adimu version,
claim that Adimu alone was brought to Lagos and was taken to Okepa around modern Ikoyi, under Ikoyi now, maybe around Banana area, Banana Island. Yeah. So it was kept there. Okay. The Oba, successive Oba of Lagos, right from Obado, used to go there to worship the Orisha, to propitiate the gods. Then at a later period, especially during the reign of Ologun Kutere, he felt that traveling across the lagoon, for the worship of the Adamu, which is where they got the name Orisha Oko. Adimu is called Orisha Oko because they used to travel by canoe to Okepa for the celebration or for the worship of the Orisha. So it used to be Orisha first before we later add Eyo added to it.
Okay.
And that is why I said Adimu Orisha is distinct from Eyo.
Different
Eyo
from
will come out tomorrow. The Adimu Orisha rites will be performed tonight before the Eyo. If you know, it will be seen on the street tomorrow.
I'm glad you've talked about the emergence, the historical emergence of Eyo. Over time, when I've heard that, you know, the Eyo Festival was not celebrated openly, that it is now today that they now make it like a procession type that everybody can stand and watch. I'd like you to take us back then to how Eyo masquerade used to be celebrated, or how they used to perform. Okay,
what I have said earlier on is that it was the propitiation of the gods.
But you said you gave us two versions.
Well, yes, the Adimu. In fact, there are 4 gods.
Oh,
let's get it clear.
Okay,
we
4
have
gods.
The Adimu and Ogunran are male and female of the Adimu Orisha proper. Okay. Then you have the Oniko, another Orisha. Then you have the Ologede. Oh, if you have heard of Laba and Agere, they are not, I don't know if I can say real cult. They are not Orisha. Agere was added later, early 20th century, sorry, when one Bantesheda was very adept in the Agere thing. He was practicing constantly and he added it to a particular Eyo group. So later on, it was accepted as Eyo Orisha, but there is no Orisha about it.
Because I've heard,
but the other one,
Eyo Agere,
Laba. Laba is Oba's Eyo, and it is called Olokpa Eyo. That is the place of Eyo proper. When they perform the rituals and the gods, you know, the masquerade come into the public. The Laba group, created by the Oba, especially Oba Adele, I think, was to guide the Orisha from being molested by anybody on this, and that is why they called Eyo Laba as Olokpa Eyo. Of course, there is also the Akinshiku, who is a member of the Adimu conclave, who takes charge of disciplining anybody, any herring Eyo individual who has gone against the rights or the rules that are given for the Eyo. So we have that. So what we are saying now is that the Adimu Orisha is one, the Adimu and Ogunran are the main Orisha, then followed by Oniko and Ologede. These are the 4 Orishas of Eyo. They perform their rites, their rituals, the worship is done in the night. And from tonight, maybe from around 12 midnight, the Laba group will construct the Agodo. That will be done around the Oba's palace at the upper part, around the Ojo Olobun, between Ojo Olobun and Eleto Odibo's palace. That's Ashogbon Street. They will construct the Agodo there. Then after constructing the Agodo, they will inform the Adimu group who will go there to perform some rituals. after performing the rituals.
These rituals, what you're talking about now, you said tonight they would have like something like a Eyo, that's what I would call it for now. So how has it evolved from that?
From the earliest times?
Yes, from the earliest times to what we have today, that we can now see them, we can now sometimes join them and dance with them.
Okay.
How did we get here?
Okay.
How it is being celebrated now? Before
I said it was being celebrated at Okepa, around modern Victoria Island or around the Koyi, the Banana Island area. That was where the Obas of Lagos used to go for the celebration. People used
to converge there?
No, it was just the propitiation alone for a very long time.
For a very long time.
Then
it was not a festival?
No, it was like, yes, it wasn't a festival per se, but a ritual.
Okay.
Yes, initially a ritual. In fact, the perception is that it was a ritual for the fertility god, and that was what was done for Olugbani, the queen mother or the queen of Ado, to get pregnant.
And did she get pregnant?
Yes, she did. And after that, it became something that successive Oba of Lagos used to go to celebrate. Then after, some said after the death of Oba Ado, the daughter, Erelu Kuti, celebrated the festival for the obsequies of the father. That is the perception in a quarter, that it was. It was done, initially it was a fertility god, but after the death of Obado, it was celebrated as the funeral rites. And from that period, successive Obas of Lagos they had to celebrate the passage of an Oba with the Eyo Festival or the Adamo Orisha Festival. So, in fact, it became an important aspect of the coronation of successive Oba of Lagos, such that when an Oba fails to do it, it cannot complete the coronation ceremony.
Looking at the screen now, you see the outfit of the Eyo masquerade. Can we talk about this and what this thing stands for?
Well, various groups of Eyo have different colors chosen by them. The Adimu is usually white and black, followed by the Laba with red and white, and they call them they have an insignia in front of the
star and the crescent. I was going to ask about it. That star and crescent under it.
Okay.
What does it stand for? What does it signify?
The star, of course, stands for the moon, the stars of the moon, and the crescent too.
Crescent,
yes. It's because in the past, the Eyo Festival used to be done every 17 days when the moon would have reached half of its mask.
Okay.
Would have shown up halfway. So, and of course, some people tag date to the Tadogun, of course, every 17 days, and in some cases, it was also linked with the Badagry market days in some cases. So, when you see the stars, not all the group have it. Not all the group.
Yes, not all the groups.
So, the star.
It caught my own fancy because I'm a Muslim, and it's like a symbol for Muslims.
Well, I wouldn't know, but it signifies the number of days. When you see half moon, by 17 days or less, it would have shown that way. The moon that will, show the first day, when it gets to about 17 days, will have been like that. So that is the perception. I don't know, there may be some other views that people have about it. But the star, of course, represents the star of the sky. Yes, okay. So that is it.
Okay, still talking about the dressing.
Yes,
yes.
No, I'm talking about the
the
yaka. You have the adimu with white and black.
Okay.
Then you have the laba with red with that white symbol at the front.
Okay.
Then you have the oniko with almost custard yellow. Custard yellow.
Okay.
That's the color.
Yeah, that's the color.
Then you have the ologede with damask green like leaf color. Then you have the agere with purple color. So each of these your groups have these different colors. Then several other your groups have several other colors that they have chosen. And I must say that when you see Eyo on the streets, they were not so many initially when the festival began. It was just a handful of masquerades that accompanies the Orisha initially. But over time, successive Eyo plays led to the creation of several other groups, coming up. Like you have the Eyo GB Koka, Justice Koka, had Eyo today. You have your Barua Mama, Alma Mama Tata, and all those groups of Eyo came up as a result of the celebration of maybe the family of that person during the Eyo Festival. So all of them started having their own groups as a result of the staging of the Eyo for them. And so that's how we have several other Eyo groups. Of course, different Igas in Lagos. All the Igas in Lagos have Eyo group.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But there are those Eyo that are created just because we have Eyo Tos Benson, for instance. Because Tos Benson was, once at a point celebrated as an important dignitary in Lagos.
He's an important dignitary. While we're still talking about the dressing of Eyo and their outfit, I'm curious about the Okpambata.
Okay.
Yes, what does it stand for?
The staff of office, the staff of Okpambata stands for, it is not meant to be used
to beat people,
to beat anybody.
What is
and
it
you see, and that's why when a group of theater artists in recent times had what they call the gangs of Lagos, you saw Lagosians rising against what they presented, a misrepresentation of the Eyo, especially the Okpana, being turned to gun and being used to commit crime. The Okpambata is meant to be a symbol of peace, and that is why you see people are not expected, the masquerade are not expected to use it to attack anybody, but to just pat the person gently and say, Mo yo fun ra mi. Yes, which has its origin, according to a version of the Adamo Orisha playing, because had its origin in the birth of Erelu Ikutiku, when the family got to know that the woman, that's Olugbani, had conceived and delivered of a baby girl. They said, Moyo Funrami. They went to meet the king. They said, we celebrate with you. We also celebrate with ourselves. That's the origin of that word. And it had become part of the Adamo Orisha play that when you see an Adamu, they say, Agogoro Eyo. You now say, Moyo Funrami. In most cases, patting the people just slightly with that, and in most cases those who are so parted are those who probably
Okay.
Yes. So that is it. It is not supposed to be a symbol for aggression,
hurting
for
people.
attack. It's not meant for that.
Okay. Our colleague Abimbola has a question for you.
Okay, so since we're talking about the evolution of the Eyo Festival, you've talked about the Okpambata, you've talked about the Akete.
Okay.
Can we also talk about the Arukpale?
Okay.
The significance of the Arukpale, that's the costume itself.
Okay.
And then you mentioned the five significant orishas. The five significant what do you call them now? Adimu, Laba, Oniko, Ologede, and Agere. Those are the five significant. There are chants that they also say. So these things, do they learn? These things that they say, how long does it take for them to learn? Are there significant family members, or who is eligible to actually participate in the festival?
Well, it depends on your group.
Okay.
Anybody who is of Lagos, of Yoruba origin, can participate in Eyo. I'm picking the eligibility first.
You said Yoruba origin.
Yes, of Yoruba, yes. It does not
necessarily Lagos.
Not necessarily a Lagos person. Okay. It is open to Yoruba, because perception is also that the Eyo, distinct, as I said, from the Adimu Orisha cult, was brought from Peru. But what actually happened was that one Molu and a Peru man was in Lagos at the earliest times when this festival or the rituals were being done at Okepa. Okay. He now used his white, I don't know how to call it, you would have seen it, Igbokun. That's the white clothes that you see on some canoes that direct the canoes. Igbokun was used first as a loin, during and they also carried the paddle,
okay,
as what became Okpambata. It was an evolution over time that led to Okpambata instead of the paddle.
Okay.
So that it was Molu that first had a first Eyo, accompanying the Orisha. But at a later period, when it was brought to Lagos Island during the reign of Oba Ologun Kutere, who felt that it was torturous traveling to Okepa by the lagoon, through the canoes, that they should just bring the worship to Lagos Island. Okay. Then, at a later period, Adele added some Orisha. Now, some Eyo group, led by the Laba group, to them. Okay. And so that was an aspect of it. Now, the loin, the Aropale, symbolizes cleansing of all sort of afflictions from Lagos. That is the essence. That's the essence of the Aropale. So we have the Aropale. We have, of course, it's the masquerade that to be marked, and that's why we have the Iboju, and of two types, Eleya, normally used by the Eyo Orishas, and some other Eyo groups. And then you have the common Iboju too, used by others, depending on what your group decides to pick up. So that is that. So I don't know what other question she raised. But,
who is eligible?
Who is eligible? Eligibility is opened. Then he thought she said something about.
I don't mean the person wearing.
She said something about the arrow.
The chant.
Yes, that chant had to be learnt. I remember in the 1970s, I used to be the signature of some of your group who wanted to learn some of these things from me, because I come from the Ogumade ruling house of the Ogboni Duntafa chieftaincy family. And when I was young, people used to come around, because you got to learn this thing in the course of mixing with your people at the various compounds or at the Riga. So you get to learn about the chant. And when anybody signifies interest in participating in the Adamu Orisha, there are people from the various houses who will teach them how to do the chant. Of course, in modern times, see all sorts of chants.
You hear also, even in some secondary schools, when they are performing, you hear them do the chants, some of these chants, and
very wrongly.
And they very wrongly
into it. Under normal circumstances, I should clear this.
Yeah.
The Adamu Orisha play is not just to be done by anybody. It's a serious crime in Lagos when outside of Lagos Island, you see Adamu Orisha coming out on in recent times now. There is what is called a Kokpajade, and that has to be sanctioned first that by the Adimu group, and they did that last week Sunday. Before then, you wouldn't see anybody carrying the Opa Eyo. Otherwise, it has to be wrapped such that people don't just see it nakedly. So, unless the Ikopa Jade is done, and after Adimu is followed by Laba, by Oniko, by Ologede, and lastly by Agere, if it is not done, anybody that is seen doing that commits a serious crime in Lagos Island, and such person or persons will be taken to the Adimu to be sanctioned appropriately. It is not something that you take anywhere and you see people doing it. It is wrong.
Okay.
And
I want to ask, sorry, I want to ask the question, since we're talking about sanctions and all, are there sacred things that must be done by people who will be attending the Eyo Festival? Like when we started the show, we're talking about you can't wear your shoe, women can't cover their hair. So I'd like you to
those ones are
that.
just the don'ts of the Adimu or the Eyo proper. Because in most cases, it is believed to be a day of cleansing. And when you wear shoes, you are protecting the environment. So you are expected to walk barefooted. But you ask another question. Are there rituals that are to be done? I have said it.
No, I don't mean by, you've talked about the one that will be done. I mean on that day.
Yes.
By people who will be attending. Are there so that they don't, like you said, so that they don't do something and then they'll be sanctioned for it?
No,
so for some, now Eyo Festival has opened or has added to the tourism of Lagos State, and you have a lot of people that will come to see. So the things that people should be aware of.
They are supposed to be briefed properly about the do's and don'ts of the Adamu Orisha play or the Eyo Festival. One, women cannot wear shuku. I don't know what you want to call that. That's a particular type of hair you can't put on. You can't wear shoe. You can't use umbrella.
Like this is your hairstyle.
You can't pack
this one
you can't take it there.
I pack it shoe.
This one is not shoe. You can't use umbrella, and you cannot ride on a bike. Those are if you are participating or you want to pass by and you have a bike, you have to disembark from the bike and just walk by, and make sure that you are not also wearing shoes. If you have kept to all those rules, then you have no problems. You can, because like you have said, it has become an important tourism attraction for Lagos. And I remember during the regime of Governor Fashola, they brought some vehicles, the London vehicles, London BRT.
Yeah, where you can sit at the top
and sit down,
and watch.
see it. So that in itself shows the evolution and the development of the Adamu Orisha play, taking away completely from they don't see the rituals. Like I said, that will be done overnight. And by 5 a.m. or 6, now you now see the Eyo, who ordinarily may not have anything to do with rituals.
Okay. Since we are talking about some practices and some rituals, do we still have some practices that modernization has had to dilute, and that has been rested for now?
Well, some aspect of the Adamu Orisha play that we don't see. I learned that it involves the worshipping of so many gods. Today you will not see it.
But is it still being done?
It's still being done because that is our culture. Okay. That's our heritage. We cannot, under any guise of civilization, introduction of Islam or Christianity, shy away from those, you know, those
practices.
Practices. That's something that we cannot do without. Even the Oyinbo people still have their own. I'm a Muslim. And I can say it clearly that the last time I participated in Adamoisha was in 1985 or 6, the one that was done for the mother of Oyekon, the king.
Oh,
that was a long time.
It was a long time
1985.
ago.
But as a historian of Lagos and somebody who is born into it, I take interest in the dynamics of what the you know, what goes into the new Adamoisha festival from time to time.
Okay, our colleague over there has a question.
That's another question.
Yes, I know that, I don't know if this question is something you can answer, but it's been, let me just ask it all the same. It would be best if you now say that you can answer this question on television. I remember that when I was growing up, we used to go and watch Eyo Festival, and there was the Omuro, I think you mentioned
Ogunran. Yes.
So there was so there was this thing then that it usually would be somebody who's old, an elderly person, who would always, you know, go under that that thing, and there was the possibility that the person could die after the festival. So was that a myth, or is it part of the culture?
I want to, let me say it's a myth to some extent.
Okay.
Although I had that too.
You had it too. Okay.
Yes, I had it that in fact the Ogunran thing, which is the main side of the Adimu, is often allowed to be out, and a stranger will, you know, be the masquerade. You cannot, that's not possible in the recess of it, because whoever will participate in the, you know, the masquerade proper must be an initiate. That person must be initiated into the cult. Yes, it is not just about the Adimu alone. After the performance of the festival tomorrow, after some days, there is what they call Wonfejuopa. Yes, the people will converge at the conclave of the Irele Okepa to do some what we call adabo. In some places they call it adabo. Adabo is like the outcome of the Eyo. You want to say we have done well, so they will come back and do celebration, you know, like merriment per se. So and that is why when the Adimu people sing, they will say Tabad Shabash Adimu ton atunju opa. Opa will follow after it. Ajopasi. So this aspect of Ogunran, well, I have had it, but I don't think a non-initiate will be allowed to bear the mask of the Ogunran. So to me, it's a myth. It's not genuine. It's not something that, how can we continue to have a situation where somebody would be, we will now agree to go and die because he wanted to be the mask, to carry the mask of the Adimu. No.
But would we still have the Agodo? You know, normally there's you mentioned that Agodo will be built tonight, and then it will be striked down tomorrow, after the festival. Do we still have that?
It's part of the ritual, and I've told you those who are responsible is the Laba group.
Okay.
Yes, the Yoruba. They will erect the Agodo today, maybe around 12 midnight. Inform the Adimu group that it's been done. The Adimu will go there to perform some rituals within the Agodo, and after performing the rituals, the head of it is that you probably don't know. And they will say, Ashaye, When you hear that from the agodo. For those who are very close to the agodo, that means they have performed the ritual, and the commencement of the Eyo had commenced. I mean, the outing of the Eyo had commenced. The ritual had been completed. Successive Eyo groups will later come to the agodo, to dance at the place and live, following the order of seniority.
Okay, you said that the Kuti, was it Princess or Erelu Kuti? Yes. She celebrated her own father's death with Eyo. So how did it now evolve to the stage where we start adding prominent people in Lagos, since you started with just the former king?
Initially, it started with the kings, and then later on to the chiefs, then later on to prominent Lagosians whose families can bear the cost of staging the Adamu Orisha.
Okay.
Yes, it is an honor. Those people are died. Of course, they have been long buried. But some family, some chieftaincy families or individuals in Lagos can instruct their family that they should stage the Adamu Orisha play in their honor. And what you will be seeing at Imoku is just an effigy of the dead, the people that have been so honored. Yes, in most cases, it has always been just one person. But for this one, I had about 3 or 4 effigies would be laid at Imoku, and the normal rites will be performed by the various groups at that point.
Okay. What I don't know if I could say that. What are the essential lessons or the significance of this festival beyond the festival? Now, what are the lessons that Lagosians can learn from it?
Okay, the Adamu Orisha festival, like we have said, is not an every year festival. It is done once in a while. In fact, if I could recollect very well, the last one was done in 2017 when Lagos celebrated 50 years.
Lagos at 50.
Okay, 2017, so Lagos at 50. At 50 was the last celebration. So that shows the importance of the festival. It's not an everyday festival. It's not an every year festival. But if the situation warrants it, can be staged 3 or 4 times even in a year. A lot of things are taken into consideration. It is meant to cleanse the society. It is a link between the living and the dead. That is why when after tomorrow anybody who participated will not be greeted for the spending. When you do Eyo, they say, you followed somebody to do the funeral, but you won't be thanked for it because you would have spent a lot of money. For some Eyo, or some of these Eyo, new members pay as much as 150,000 for just the aga and the cover. Then you still have to buy your pambata, which goes for about 15,000 now, depending on where you get it, and the agbada and adaropale. And after tomorrow, nobody will say queen or one. They don't do it. That's why it is called Abaolokusin Okwa. So the Eyo itself, the festival is just an important tradition of the people of Lagos, distinct from any other festival anywhere I can say in the world. It's distinct. People have said they have Eyo in Peru. How many of us have seen Eyo being staged at Peru? There is Eyo also at I think Ibefun, and I could recall maybe 1975 or 6. The people of Ibefun had their own Eyo, but it was not as glamorous as the Lagos Eyo, because their own cap was made of tin.
Oh,
yes,
metal tin.
Yes. It's not as beautiful as what we have in Lagos.
It's not as beautiful and as colorful.
As colorful as what you have in Lagos. Say Kolan is a go for show. Lagos always come up above any other.
Okay, talking about Lagos coming above. Aside from Erelu Kuti, what is the role of women, in this Eyo Festival? Okay. I've not heard about so many women play an important role.
Okay, women plays important role in the Adamu Orisha Festival. Of course, there are women of the various houses. They prepare food. That is one of the things. They prepare food, they buy clothes, they sing, and
they play normal women's role.
Yes, not you consider that normal women's role. Beyond that, in the Oba's palace, if you can have access to the place, you will see women singing what we call Igbe. Igbe is the traditional song of the palace, depicting the history of the Adamu Orisha itself. Women play, and in most cases the women are the wives of the families of the various Adamu Orisha groups. In the palace, they are the wives of the palace members, the family of the kingly family and all that. And you see them play that important role, you know, telling us the past history of the Adamu. In fact, you can get the origin through it. Like one of the popular songs in Igbe is Malaki Loti Mi Jaye O Ijaye Jilu Shayato Eyingbo Omodo Yo Ajaka O Ori Umu Bo Sirele O O Fakala Mawo Ni Mesi Kole Ni Mode Raye Àwọn lómi ṣàmúlùkọ ẹlẹ́yọ̀ ẹ̀yìn gbọ́. That is an account of the Adamu Orisha play, and it is done by women. So women plays important role, and they also take charge, you know, ensuring that before any of your group gets out of the house, they collect their dues, they collect toll. You know that now.
All right, it's an interesting history class we've had here, talking about the evolution of Eyo Festival. We must thank you, Professor Habib Sani, for enlightening us and sharing this with us. He is a professor of history and developmental studies at Lagos State University. Thank you so much for your time on the conversation.
Thank you so much for the opportunity once again.
All right, the program continues shortly. Stay with us.